finally meeting.
A
How are
pleasure
you?
to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too.
I'm excited to introduce you to Chloé Caillet. Is it
Caillet.
Caillet?
Yeah.
Chloé is an amazing DJ, producer, and a creative director. Where are you from exactly?
I was born in New York. Um, so I'm French, but I grew up in America. I have some Spanish and some Moroccan roots as well, so
Podemos hablar español entonces.
sí entiendo.
Can you tell us about your early musical influence?
Yeah, so I grew up in a pretty musical home where like music was always blasting on the sound system, and really it was mostly rock and roll. Like that was my upbringing. On my dad's side and on my mom's side it was mostly jazz. And then I played in a band when I was 14.
Wow,
So
with the piano.
yeah, yeah, with the piano. Yeah.
Nice.
So I love like psychedelic rock and progressive rock and sort of mod rock in the 60s, and I got really into it to the point where I started dressing like that, and it was just like my whole life.
So you always wanted to become a musician since a young age.
Always, since the age of 7 years old. My parents tried so hard to get me to do anything else, but it was just not gonna happen.
Like what? What was the parallel, Chloé?
You know, I did go to university to study more business. And I did do music business. And when I finished uni, I worked at Universal Music, and then I worked at a management company. And I kind of did do a lot in the music industry side. I had my own creative agency. I was doing creative direction for artists. Like I was heavily involved, and then I was like, none of this is doing it for me. So I just started DJing and then got back into making music. And I spent a good year and a half in New York, just like warming up for all my friends, calling all my friends and like, can I play at this lounge? Can I play at this bar? Please, like, I want to try.
Yeah, of course.
And after like a good year and a half, I really started to play a lot more. Like, it was something I never thought about, but it's something that I love so much because it combines everything I love, which is music, people, playing to people, engaging with people through music. And, I really love how music changes the dynamic of an evening.
Yeah, and
Uh,
making them dance. Making
yeah,
people dance is
making people dance, making people like have an experience through your sound. Like it's a really special thing. Crazy sometimes when you're DJing and you're looking out at the crowd and you're just like, where have all these people come from? And
yeah.
then you get to talk to a few people and you realize like, wow, you're dealing with such crazy individuals that have such different walks of life, and you're the one bringing them together
Yeah.
through your sound. It's really magical. And I just think that right now with what's going on in the world, everything's a little crazy. I think music is one way to bring people together and to make people kind of just go on their own journey and just remember that there's great things out there.
What was your proudest moment so far?
Definitely like making a record, doing a record, finishing it, doing the creative for the visuals, like putting it out there on my own label. It was a very satisfying moment when everything just like went out to the world.
Congratulations. Really
Thank
liked
you. Thank you.
it.
And also probably like this New Year's Day playing at Circoloco and having my whole family there, from my mom to my dad to my brother to my girlfriend to my friends. And just kind of, they were in the booth with me and I looked behind and they were just, this massive smile. And like finally after raising me and me telling them nonstop, like, I'm going to be a DJ, I'm going to be an artist, finally like seeing it and it all making sense for them. That was a really beautiful moment.
What has the pandemic been like for you?
The pandemic was definitely really challenging at first because I had an amazing year lined up with incredible shows and releases and all this stuff. And like the harsh reality of stopping without wanting to stop was definitely difficult, and financially was also quite challenging. But I just kind of took the time to reset, revisit a lot of my songs, take the time to really dig deep into the production side. So all in all, for me personally, I think it was hugely beneficial in the long run, although definitely at times I was just like, when is this gonna stop? Like I need to work. I can't just sit at home for the next 2 years and do nothing.
What does travel mean to you?
I love traveling. Really, it's one of the main things of my job that I love to do is to land somewhere you don't know, immerse yourself in the culture, get to know the locals, the people throwing the party, the people that are key movers and shakers of the communities you fall into. And also getting to see the most beautiful places in the world, you know. Wow, I went to Cuba and I know about the political conflicts that there's been there for a long time, and I was so curious to go see when it opened up to American citizens. And we ended up in this like underground jazz bar, you know, and like
Oh.
tell that like the musicality of that country was something that's been around forever, you know, and
Latin jazz or jazz?
Cuban jazz.
Delicious.
And delicious. And like you said,
Goosebumps. I just, oh my God.
you know, but you walk in, you know, it's like kind of like a speakeasy. You go in, you walk down the stairs, and you're just sat on this table, and you brought, you know, caipirinha for like $2, and you're sitting there, and like all of a sudden you're just like it's just like, wow, I can't believe like that this is just such raw talent, you know. But you can tell that music has been such a big part of people's um life there. And kids in school have to practice 8 hours of music a week.
What's your vision for the future? Do you have any more dreams you would like to fulfill that you can tell us? Obviously, because some dreams you cannot tell.
Yeah, I actually have I'm working right now on a project about building an artist residency program in Ibiza and bringing artists in residency and offering kind of the ability to make music, but also in a healthy environment. And then further than that, bringing it into other communities where you can really create a school and create programs for free for children and kids to also learn music and be a part of music from a young age in places where people can't. So I think music healed me, still is healing me. And I think music is a very important part to people in general.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, Chloe. It was really nice meeting you. I hope we cross each other's life soon. Enjoy your rest of the day in Mexico, and
Thank you.
safe travels to Ibiza.